The last passenger. The rain poured down like endless tears over the small mountain railway station. It was almost midnight, and the last train of the day, train number 49, the nightliner, stood ready to leave. The platform was nearly empty, except for a tired station master, a flickering lamp, and a lone traveler waiting silently under the roof. The traveler was a man in his 30s, drenched in the rain, clutching an old leather suitcase. His face was pale, and his eyes seemed restless, scanning the darkness as if expecting something or someone. When the whistle blew, he stepped aboard. The train jerked forward, disappearing into the fog. Inside, the compartments were almost empty. Only a few passengers sat scattered, an old woman knitting, a soldier half asleep, a young couple whispering softly, and the man with the suitcase. He sat near the window, staring at his reflection. The rhythmic sound of the train wheels filled the silence. A conductor came by, punching tickets. "Ticket, please." The man handed his over without a word. The conductor looked at it, paused, then frowned slightly. "Sir, this ticket, it's for yesterday's train." The man blinked. "Yesterday?" "Yes," said the conductor, confused. "You must have missed your ride. Where are you headed?" "To Grayfield," the man replied quietly. The conductor hesitated, then shrugged. "Well, this train passes there too. Just strange that the system still accepted your ticket." He moved on, leaving the man staring down at the old paper ticket, now damp from his fingertips. As the train sped deeper into the mountains, fog swallowed everything outside. The lights flickered occasionally, and the rhythmic clatter turned eerie in the silence of the night. The old woman was gone. So was the couple. Even a soldier's seat was empty. The man frowned. Had they moved to another car? He got up, walked through the corridor, but every compartment was deserted. Only the echo of his footsteps followed him. He returned to his seat, his heartbeat quickening. Maybe they got off earlier, he whispered to himself. But he hadn't seen the train stop. A voice broke the silence. "Are you alone here, sir?" He turned. A girl, maybe in her 20s, sat across from him now. He was sure the seat had been empty before. She wore a light gray coat, her hair tied neatly, and her eyes dark and distant. He tried to smile. "Didn't see you come in." "I've been here all along," she said, smiling faintly. Something in her tone felt off, gentle but hollow. For a while, they rode in silence. Then she asked, "Why are you going to Grayfield?" He hesitated. "My wife, she died there. A car accident. I never got to say goodbye. I'm going back to see her grave." The girl's eyes softened. "You love her very much." He nodded. "More than anything. We fought before she died. I told her I didn't need her anymore. And then she left. That night." The girl looked out the window. "Sometimes, love doesn't end with words. It ends when we stop listening." Her words stung him, calm but piercing. The train rocked gently, and the lights flickered again. For a moment, he thought he saw something behind her, a shadow, shaped like a woman, standing just beyond the window glass. But when he blinked, it was gone. Suddenly, the train slowed down. There was no station sign, no platform, just fog and trees. The whistle blew once, long and low, like a cry in the dark. "What's happening?" he asked. The girl smiled faintly. "It's the Grayfield stop." He looked out, but saw no station lights, no people. Only the outline of an old bridge and the black river beneath. "I don't think this is." Before he could finish, she stood up. "This is where you get off." The door slid open by itself, the cold air rushing in. He hesitated. "No, the real station's still ahead." She looked into his eyes. "There is no ahead for you anymore." His heart froze. "What do you mean?" The girl stepped closer. "You never left Grayfield. You died there, in that same car accident. You've been trying to go back ever since." The suitcase slipped from his hand and hit the floor with a dull thud. His breathing quickened. "That's not possible." "Look inside," she whispered. With trembling hands, he opened the suitcase. Inside were burned photos, a cracked wristwatch, and a blood-stained letter, the one he had written to his wife but never sent. His reflection in the window began to fade, like smoke dissolving into the fog. "No," he whispered. "I just want to say sorry." The girl smiled softly. And now you have. Tears rolled down his cheeks. Who are you? I'm the last passenger, she said. I help lost souls find their stop. He looked out again. Through the mist, he saw lights, faint golden lights. His wife stood there on the bridge, smiling gently, her hand outstretched. The man stood, stepping toward the open door. I'm ready, he whispered. The girl nodded. Then go home. He stepped off the train. As his feet touched the ground, the world around him glowed softly, the sound of rain fading into silence. When he turned back, the train was gone. Only the echo of the wheels remained, fading into eternity. At dawn, the station master found the train stopped at the final platform, completely empty. In one of the compartments, he discovered an old leather suitcase. Inside it lay a faded photograph of a smiling couple, and a note that read, I'm sorry, I'm finally going home. Daniel Harper. The station master sighed softly and closed the case. He looked outside, the first light of morning touching the rails. The world moved on. But somewhere, on the other side of the mist, the last passenger had finally reached his destination.